Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I am helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend any limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. On January 11th, 2024, we have a new moon in Capricorn. We know that new moons are about starting the cycle, bringing in new energy, and full moons are more about releasing and closing out the cycle. So this is the first new moon of 2024. I think it's good to start off this new year with the Capricorn energy. So when we think about Capricorn energy, Capricorn is an earth sign, also a cardinal sign. When we think of Capricorn, we think of a sign that's very practical, very loyal, hardworking. Sometimes they can even be workaholics, very goal-oriented, very determined, cannot even be sarcastic with a good bit of dark humor, very critical and judgmental. They can be emotionally cold at times, but also very ambitious, and sometimes on the shadow side, also pessimistic. But they are very grounded and stable as well. Very reliable, very dependable. So with all that being said, I'm going to list 5 things you should do for this Capricorn new moon. Number 1 is to question the status quo and also to examine any belief systems that you have that might be outdated. Know that the Capricorn energy is a very driven sign, right? We need to really examine the belief systems that we have, any programming that we have. I guess this could relate to limiting beliefs that could be maybe blocking some of those long-term goals. A lot of the blocks that we feel aren't always physical things. A lot of times it's just within our own mind, right? A lot of times it's belief systems that don't align with our goals and our highest self. So it's a good time to really examine what our beliefs are. I think a good exercise is to ask, what's standing in the way of whatever, fill in the blank, whatever my goal is, right? Whatever comes to your mind automatically, right? That's in your subconscious, and that probably has to do with any programming you have or your belief systems. And it's just a good time to really question. It's not about beating yourself up. A lot of times we have programming and belief systems that we took on that weren't ours. Maybe they're from our parents. It could be from school. It could be from the workplace, right? And now with this consciousness shift that we have going on the planet, a lot of people are questioning their belief systems. And like, does my soul really resonate with this? And maybe they did serve you for a certain purpose, but maybe now we can release them and they don't really resonate with where we're at energetically now, or where we're trying to go in life. And maybe with our experiences, we learn that, hey, while this served me for this period of time, maybe it's not going to serve me going forward. Maybe I need to raise my vibration, update my belief system, shift my consciousness to this level for me to reach this goal, be more in alignment with that. So it's a good time to really examine those and question and be willing to maybe release those so we can bring in new belief systems that are more in alignment with our goals and our highest self. New moons are always a good time to set intentions, and with a very driven, determined sign like Capricorn, it's a good time for you to set realistic goals for your long-term future and really see the bigger picture. It's not about having goals that are getting instant gratification. Capricorn's in it for the long term. They're very driven, they're very determined, they're very stable, right? Slow and steady wins the race. So it's about really setting practical goals. Since this is more of a practical, grounded sign, from a grounded place, you're setting realistic goals for yourself, for your long-term future, not just for the short term. Having a bigger, brighter future and seeing the bigger picture, not always focused on any challenges you have at the moment. Like, how are these challenges opportunities for me to grow and learn? It's all about long term. Hey, I might not be too happy with where I'm at right now, but learning this skill or even starting over again or whatever I'm doing here is going to help set me up for the future. Some things we might not be reaping the rewards for now or seeing the benefit in the moment, but it's more like long term later down the road. So number 3 is breaking free of any past patterns. Or number 3 is breaking free of any kind of toxic patterns, and that could be in the way you're thinking and the way you're feeling and maybe your attitude, or behavioral patterns that are associated with your past. Sometimes Capricorn energy can hold in a lot of maybe resentments about things that have happened in the past. It could be maybe very judgmental of themselves and others, right? So it's a good time to break free of some of these patterns so we can become our new version. You know, Capricorn is a cardinal sign, so cardinal sign is also about starting off the season, right? Cardinal signs also have energy and creativity as well, right? A lot of energy to start new things. So, you know, you can't start new and step into this new version and these new long-term goals that you're setting when you're still holding on to the patterns of the old version of you. It's going to require you to maybe have new, healthier routines for yourself. I talked about the updated belief systems. Those are patterns of thinking, right? How can I think differently and feel differently and act differently that's more in alignment with these long-term goals that I'm setting? So it's really time to break free of any patterns that are holding us back from where we want to go. Number 4 is building stability and a foundation for these long-term goals that we're setting and projects, right? So sometimes we have to have destruction before we have creation, right? And the Capricorn is a very grounded, stable sign, right? So anything that was maybe built on a house of cards or a foundation that's not strong and stable for us to build these long-term, bigger goals on might fall apart. Or looking at this and say, hey, you know what? Maybe this wasn't built from the most stable foundation. Maybe I wasn't in a good mental space. That's fine. It's all a learning experience, but it's about remolding ourselves. So it's like chipping away what didn't work, anything that's outdated, anything that wasn't stable, and now we're building a stable foundation for these long-term goals so they can succeed. So no matter what happens, no matter what tries to knock us down, no matter what chaos is going on in the outside world, we have a stable foundation to build on. It's like you're unshakable, right? So this might require, you know, a different level of focus and also releasing distraction so we can become more stable and grounded and be able to build up even more upon that. We also might take riskier moves and step out more outside of our comfort zone and be more and feel better about doing so to reach these goals, taking that inspired action when we don't have fear holding us back, when we have a stable foundation. Because you know what, no matter what happens, I built a stable foundation for myself, so I'm good either way, right? And even if there's some turbulence, you can still handle it, right? Now that we built a stable foundation, now that we have set these long-term goals for ourselves, now we want to set more intentions for success and for discipline. And setting these intentions are great, but then it's also taking some action too. You know, anytime you're setting an intention out, right? You're setting intention and you want to be in alignment with that intention. When opportunities come your way, you want to act on them. Sometimes you put an intention out and something comes back, right? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But when that time comes, you see the opportunity and you take the action on it and you step into that version when you're setting these intentions, right? So if I'm setting an intention for success and discipline, when I have an opportunity that comes my way, maybe I want to be open to receive too. And maybe not so, like I said, the Capricorn sign can be more like pessimistic and sometimes very practical. Also being open to doing things in a new way as well. It might not look like exactly what you think it should look like. You know, being open to opportunities, still having discernment, but also when the opportunities do come back, when you have offers come your way, when you have opportunities to even embody more discipline in your life, and like whether that's setting healthy routines or setting some kind of schedule for yourself, and also balancing, setting some kind of schedule that works for you, also incorporating the rest and the play too, because Capricorn can be kind of a workaholic sometimes, right? So also keeping that balance, but part of setting that stable foundation to build these new goals upon, you want to be more balanced, right? You don't want to be all burnt out, too much work, no play, not enjoying yourself or not resting. So it's a good time for new projects, new aspirations, really to think about the long-term effects of anything you're doing now. How can this benefit me in the future? Doing something now that your future self will thank you for, right? That's all I have for today. If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I also have a Facebook group, an Instagram, and a TikTok. The links are in this video description and in my channel description. I also offer intuitive transformational coaching. If you need help getting your life together, going through spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul, struggling with addictions, mental health issues, even grief or anything along those lines, and just need some intuitive guidance to help you heal and transform your life and become your best version. I've been through a lot of these experiences and learned to become an alchemist and transmute and even transcend these experiences to empower me instead of being in a victim mindset, and I can help you do the same. My contact information is in this video description as well. Have a good day. Namaste.